I'd like to welcome you all here today to the magnificent 19 here at the Star on what can only be described as a beautiful day on the glorious Gold Coast. It gives me tremendous pleasure to announce that the first ever final of the Hungry Jacks NBL Ignite Cup will be presented by Disney Plus, will be played here at the Gold Coast Convention Centre on February the 22nd. The Ignite Cup sees the Wednesday night scheduling of 20 additional games commencing tomorrow night, where the New Zealand Breakers will host our reigning champions, the Illawarra Hawks, followed by Sydney Kings hosting Melbourne United. It'll be two fantastic contests, and we encourage fans to get out and support their teams or stay at home and watch the broadcast via Disney Plus at the comfort of their living rooms. Basketball on the Gold Coast is thriving, growing at a tremendous pace, and the NBL is proud to be able to play a part in the development of the sport. Of course, none of that would be possible without the support of a team at Experience Gold Coast and our presenting partner Disney Plus, who broadcasts the NBL into hundreds of thousands of living rooms on a weekly basis. Again, I'd like to pass on our thanks to Experience Gold Coast, who are represented today by the Executive General Manager of Events, Avril Harris, and Disney Plus, our broadcast partner. And I'll hand the ball over
Thank you.
to Avril to say a few words.
Thank you very much for being here, Vince, and bringing your team, but more importantly, bringing NBL back to the Gold Coast. We're absolutely thrilled to be hosting the inaugural NBL Ignite Cup Grand Final here on the Gold Coast in February next year. As Vince said, we have a huge basketball fan base here on the Gold Coast with two NBL 1 teams and lots of Gold Coast basketball associations. We can't think of anywhere better to be hosting the inaugural event in 2026 other than here on the beautiful Gold Coast. So we're absolutely thrilled that we will be hosting this event on the Gold Coast next year, and we hope to see fans from all across Australia here on the Gold Coast next year, but most importantly we want to see locals coming out and supporting elite sport here on the Gold Coast next year.
Firstly, it's 20 additional games to the season, which is a really big lift in the home and away season, and it's designed to be able to engage fans in a completely new product. For the players, for the clubs, there's $400,000 on offer, and so these games count towards their points for the regular season championship, but there is a separate ladder where these 20 games will determine who the two finalists are. The scoring system is something that we've used for many, many years in the pre-season via the Blitz, where every single quarter matters. 7 points in total for each game, 1 point for the winner of each quarter, and 3 points for the actual winner themselves. And so it's a new way to engage fans. It's a new way to introduce a new product as Wednesday night basketball into the theatre of the NBL, and it's something of meaning for the clubs and the players to play for. Well, firstly, an incredible partnership with the City of Gold Coast, the team at Experience Gold Coast. And as Avril talked about, basketball here is thriving. And we're not just talking about the Gold Coast in isolation, it's the entire region. The numbers of participation just continue to grow and exceed, I think, any other metropolitan marketplace in Australia. It's an important marketplace for the NBL. We have aspiration here longer term. We've had the Blitz here for a number of years. The NBL 1 teams continue to do a great job. And so for us to be able to play our part and bring high-level NBL content to the market to reward the participation is super important. I mean, this will be the very best of the very best playing at the Convention Centre on the 22nd. We've been really, really open about our aspiration of expansion up on the Gold Coast, and we continue to work with all our stakeholders on how we might be able to bring that to life. It's a lengthy process, but definitely one worth waiting for, and one that we're absolutely committed to. It's a genuine prospect for the coast, but I can't indicate the timeline because there are a number of factors that need to be considered that are somewhat out of our control. But I know that the city is doing everything it can to gear up and to prepare, and we keep working with the team here on the coast to make it a reality. It matters. It really matters. I mean, the local fan base get to experience NBL 1 during the winter months, and it's a great standard of competition. But there's nothing quite like the NBL. We've just had a first ever experience with the NBL NBA in Australia, and we had some amazing contests an amazing game night production, amazing events, and we want to bring that theatre here to the Gold Coast and condition the fans and garner all the support that's necessary for the sustainability of a team longer term. And so without the ability to bring this type of content to the coast, it's very hard to do.
Yeah.
And so it's a really important stepping stone.
Yeah, definitely. And it being in late February, it's a really great time for us to attract new visitors to the city after the peak of the Christmas and New Year's period. But an event like this, 6,000 people at the Gold Coast Convention Centre will inject a couple of $1 million into our economy over the weekend. We won't know until a couple of weeks out who the two teams are, so that'll be a huge driver of interstate visitation, no doubt, depending on who those two teams are. But one of the really key factors for this is that we have a national and international broadcast as well. So our city will be beamed into the living rooms across Australia and into key international markets as well. So that's really important for us.